everybody, this is Brian with Inspiring How You See That, and today I have a very special guest with me. This is singer-songwriter Brian Dalton. And first off, Brian, thank you so much for meeting with me today.
No, thank you for having me on here. I appreciate it very much.
Absolutely. And we've got the blessing, we're actually at the home of Jake Bond here in North Carolina. He was gracious enough, him and his wife, to allow us to be here.
Yes.
So we appreciate that.
Yes, amazing people.
Absolutely. And just starting out, so you're from Missouri, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, from southeast Missouri. So I was born and raised, and it's where I met Jake and everything, and when they were living out there, and just kind of got into music.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, how long have you been in music?
Well, the first sighting was when I was about 4 years old in front of the TV, singing to, I think they said it was Randy Travis or something like that, which is hard for me to admit, but yeah, and then my mom, she's always sang, and so I was, always helping them with equipment and stuff like that, and it's just kind of a family thing. Like, it was all back through her, lineage and all that too. So, but it didn't really start, and we played in bands and stuff in high school. I had a lot of friends that helped me. Like, we just had that music click.
Mm-hmm.
So we were all into playing instruments and stuff like that, and then it progressed into like a cover band with some originals, and then I'd say about 5 years ago was whenever it really started. I started taking it seriously for a solo thing.
Nice. Nice. So you're here now at Jake's house because he's actually helping you produce some songs that
Oh yeah, yeah. No, that's pretty much been the process. Like, he is much more hands-on now, and in the producing aspect of it, like, he's incredible. Like, he's got an incredible mind whenever it comes to music and all of that stuff, and just like helping you develop it. You know what I mean? Like, you can see an idea and you're 100% sure that this is how it should sound. He's like, no. How about this? And then he does his little thing on it, and you're like, well, I see what you're saying there. That is better.
Nice.
So he's great to have in your corner.
Sure, absolutely. Because then, his expertise put together with yours, you end up getting the best product.
Correct. Yeah, and he's basically just been taking care of the music aspect. Like, he has an idea or whatever, and then I'll help him like mold that, and then we'll get it to where we think it should sound, and then I'll write the lyrics, and then we'll work on the melodies and stuff like that.
Nice. And I know recently you've released a number of songs, some videos, like you've got The Follower, and what are some of the other songs that you've come out with recently?
Let's see. So The Follower, and then after that, I believe it was Games, and then Rise, and then actually what's going to be coming out this month for suicide prevention awareness is Love These Scars.
Okay.
And it's actually a song that's about that, and yeah, it's something that's very personal to me, and I'm excited to get it out there. Hopefully it'll help some people.
Awesome. So when did you come up with that idea to try to bring up awareness of suicide, and especially now with what's going on? A lot of people are depressed.
Right, and that's kind of what happened. Like, I had a serotonin crash in like end of April, just from lack of sleep and stress with the music and everything, and that was going on, with COVID and all this stuff. Like, everybody's freaking out and everything, and it all just like came to this like perfect storm moment and just crashed completely with like a long anxiety attack and all this other stuff, and just crazy thoughts, and it's really insane what the chemicals in your body can cause
Sure.
you to do or to think and all this other stuff. So at that point, like, I started to get on the mend, and I'm better now, slowly coming out of it, and I just feel like if I have a voice, then I should lend it to maybe somebody who doesn't feel like they have one.
Sure.
To give some people some hope.
Nice. Now, when was it that you said you've been in music for a long time? When did you sit down and think, okay, this is what I want to do? I want to actually make songs, put it out there, start making albums.
Yeah, that was probably 6 years ago or so. It was just, I don't know, like, it's one of those things where you talk about it for so long, and like, you're sure that that's what's going to happen in high school. Like, biology. Who needs that test? I'm going to be a rock star. You don't need to know about biology. And then it's like, 10 years later, and you're like, well, that didn't exactly work out like I thought it would. So, but yeah, then it just comes to that point where it's like, okay, if I'm going to do this, like, I have to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no more talk. Like, if you're going to do it, do it.
Yeah.
So that's basically just what it's been. It's been, finally biting that bullet and putting my everything into it. So.
Sure. Now, like we mentioned, I've seen some of the videos, listened to your songs, and they're fantastic.
Thank you.
And how would you describe your sound to somebody who hasn't heard you yet?
Confused.
That's a fair assessment.
No, I don't like. I love a lot of different genres, and I love blending genres.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm very much a fan of, like, it's become more increasingly so the synthwave style. You know, that's just kind of like you can put it on and just drive for like ever, and you know, like you're just in a great mood. That type of stuff, really chill. And then, like, I've got the roots, like, in rock. Like, I grew up to 2000s rock, like 30 Days Grace and Breaking Benjamin and all that stuff. So, like, vocally, like, I still have that rasp, that vocal fry, stuff like that I'm trying to incorporate in. But I would say it's a blend of just anything from synthwave on up to, you know, like the rock to cinematic rock.
Awesome. Now, you had mentioned a couple of bands like Breaking Benjamin. And who are some of the biggest influences that have... besides them that have shaped your sound?
I would say 30 Seconds to Mars was a big one initially. And then, you know, it kind of progressed into, like, Bring Me the Horizon on the heavier side. And then, you know, into bands like M83 and, you know, more of the chill synthwave style, too. So, like, it's definitely grown. There's The Midnight, which is incredible. I don't know if, like, retro wave. It's, like, 80s style music.
Yeah.
And then, like, I don't know, you just have to hear it. Like, it's incredible. So, like, recently I've been listening to them a lot. But it's, again, more of the, like, chill style.
Sure. And so, you know, right now with you getting the songs out and really getting your name out there and getting to be known, what are some of the challenges that you're facing at this kind of beginning part of your career?
I think the challenges that I'm facing are the challenges that every single musician is facing right now. You know, with touring being, you know, not a thing anymore, it's like I told you earlier, you know, that was never really initially, like, the main focus. Right. Like, we're practicing for the live show, and we were practicing frequently before this COVID stuff stopped. Like, this was going to be the year that we were going to play out live. But that hit, so it's just been online. So it's like, it's easier, you know, than ever to get your music out there, but there's so much noise that it's harder than ever to get it heard. Sure. You know what I mean? So it's finding... It's again finding that voice that is specific to you that people can relate to and really grab onto and take off with.
Yeah, and try and distinguish yourself from the rest of the crowd.
For sure.
Sure.
Yes, and people like you that are incredible enough to give people like me, you know, the opportunity to have that voice.
Thank you. And absolutely, and that's what we want to do is, you know, great artists that are out there. It's like, okay, hey, everybody, check this out. You know? Yes. And that's what we want everybody. If you know of somebody like Brian, or another artist that is amazing, let us know. I mean, we want to check them out. We want to hear from you guys. And kind of in that same vein, if somebody was to, they were thinking about becoming an artist, you know, they figure they're a good singer, they've been writing songs. What's some advice that you'd want to give them?
Diligence. Like, I mean, honestly, it comes down to the points where you might have a voice, but until you make it your own, like, it's really hard to package it, you know what I mean? And it's weird to look at music as a product, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, if the song isn't personal to you, and you don't really mean what you're singing, then I don't see a point in doing it.
Right.
But that being said, it's still, if you're looking to make money, I mean, it has to be marketable. Right. So, I mean, you have to think about it from the business end, too. So I would say that really finding that voice that is unique to you, that you believe in, and really just kind of taking off, running with it, and seeing if people, like, receive it well. Sure.
So, big question. What's next for Brian Dalton Music?
Lunch. I'm so excited. I'm starving.
Gonna get some awesome burgers.
Yes. It's gonna be so good. But after that, I'm hoping to, honestly, we're, like I said, it's been, you know, more of the online stuff now, so I'm really looking to push more of, like, the sync licensing, that type of stuff. You know, trying to get music on soundtracks, movies, stuff like that.
Sure.
But either way, I mean, regardless, I would say just content and material. Like, I feel like we're finally in a groove now. It's where I can write and keep writing and stuff like that. And, like, things are actually flowing. So just capitalizing on that and writing it out as long as possible until it runs dry.
Sure.
I mean, that's pretty much it. And just to anybody who's listening, watching, or has listened, watching, supported from, you know, supported from the beginning, like, I cannot tell you how much that means to me. Like, from my heart, thank you so much for, you know, for just being there.
Awesome. And so where can fans follow you online?
I actually have a website now, official.
Nice.
Yeah. But it's BrianDaltonMusic.com. And then Facebook, it's facebook.com/Brian Dalton Music. And Instagram, it's at Brian_Dalton_music.
Awesome. And we'll go ahead, we'll put all the links below the video. So you'll be able to find Brian online. Let him know that you came from Inspiring How You See That. That helps him.
Yes.
Let you know where everybody's coming from. Helps us out big time.
Yeah, 100%.
So.
Yes.
All right. And before we end, is there anything else that you'd like to say to fans out there?
I hope that you enjoy what's coming up. We just recorded 3 songs. Well, actually, we'll have 5 hopefully by the time we're done. But there's going to be some exciting stuff coming up. So I hope that you'll stick around with me and check it out. Let me know if you like it.
Nice. And that is exciting. So absolutely keep your eyes and ears peeled for everything that he's coming out with. I know it's going to be phenomenal. And as always, Brian, thank you so much. This was amazing. A true blessing. I know Kevin and I both appreciate it, and we always appreciate you guys stopping and spending this time with us. And
for sure,
like I said, anytime that you want to hear something from us, or you have a band that you want us to check out, we're more than happy to. You guys are part of this just like us. We love you. God bless, and rock on.